When I was about 17, there was 3 musicians slash bands that changed how I listened to and heard music. Changed the projection of things I wanted to do in music. Some rap songs by Earl Sweatshirt, First 2 7 Inches by Minor Threat, and Donuts and or Fantastic Volume 2 by J Dilla / Slum Village. People say that J Dilla is the best producer, including me. When I was younger, it was kind of a thing that was common sense thrown around. The landscape of hip hop was a lot different in 2017/18/19. I mean, SoundCloud era was like in its peak, probably about to fall off towards 2019. But like 2018, man, the soul beat and the sample flip pretty much relied solely on like Griselda, but that wasn't like moving yet, you know what I mean? People wasn't listening to that as much. Like, you had to be pretty into underground hip hop at that point to be acclimated with Benny the Butcher, Freddie Gibbs, whatever. Now it's like Freddie Gibbs and like JPEG Mafia. That's like what you're gonna hear if you're going to listen to alternative hip hop. You know what I mean? This was before like the how Dilla's swing affects music entirely video essay gimmicks, you know. What I didn't understand is everything else musically he was doing. As a hip hop fan, I think I understood Dilla as far as I could. As a musician and a producer, I think I also hit that wall just later. You know, even to this day, I don't understand that dude fully. So that's what I'm going to kind of try to break down as far as why this dude is the best and will always be the best. And I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to touch him. This dude straight up is a better drummer than most actual real life drummers. I don't feel like people say that enough. Because even, it's weird because he's doing the dance between hip hop and actual like funk jazz drumming with the neo soul stuff, right? So it's like, you got like Madlib, for example, right? Loop digging, sample flipping. Take RZA. You can do like a regular ass boom bap beats, but what you're really listening for is the sound of it. You're not listening for the rhythm. That's where Dilla kind of fucked everybody up, is because he actually had like these real ass grooves. You know, no disrespect to like a Tribe Called Quest, no disrespect to like a RZA or a Havoc, but Dilla was actually using grooves, like real ass actual grooves. It was literally just funk drums over hip hop beats, soul drums over hip hop beats, contextualized in hip hop. As far as I know, there's been nobody to do that since. Take MF Doom, one of my favorite producers and obviously rappers, but how his style is just so stripped back. It's all the beats he's ever made is really just the sample speaking. At least most of his beats on Special Herb. If you listen to Fantastic Volume 1 or 2, he is really the only way I could say it really is an actual ass musician in terms of fucking working with a drum machine. You know how like Arab music does like the crazy finger drumming shit, and you're like, wow, you're actually playing the MPC as an instrument. Dilla did that too, except it was actually in a rhythmic sort of way. I mean, everyone's seen the Questlove video where he's like always playing the drums like a drunk 3-year-old. Like, he just kind of simplified everything, and there's charm to that, but there's also like the realization too where this dude is completely schooling actual drummers. You listen to like any broken beat, you can listen to ECM jazz, the back half of Coltrane's life, like those last few years. The drumming sounds like chaos, the instrumentation sounds like chaos, but it's controlled. That's kind of how they wanted to make it sound like with Dilla, and I don't feel like these YouTubers do it justice when they're like, he just puts the kick a half step ahead where the bar line should be. Like, it's really not just that. Because if that was the case, there is a lot of people that do that and none of their beats sound like Dilla's. I do that and my beats don't sound like Dilla's. So obviously we gotta talk about bass stabs. And once people do it too, like I've done it too. When you do like the J Dilla stab bass line gimmick, that's his thing. And it's kind of crazy. No one did that before. I think a Cream by RZA, where the bass line is just one note, stop and start. Where Dilla was actually playing bass lines over the shit, you know, mimicking actual, dare I say, bass. He's doing shit that people just don't like. Take Zaytoven, for example, right? You could take Zaytoven and like Metro Boomin and all these people, right? That's a whole room ass full of producers. I feel like Dilla could just do that shit on his own. And he kind of did do that shit on his own with Just Records. Because you could say DJ Shadow, too. He was known to do that stuff, too. But DJ Shadow, it's different spaces. Because people will compare DJ Shadow, Nujabes, and J Dilla. And I say Dilla fucking destroys the other two. For musical reasons. Not for like, oh, their samples are different and Dilla's a better crate digger and he's got a different ear. It's just like, no, Dilla was actually doing shit. That's why I don't understand how he's like the father of lo-fi hip-hop, you know, if that's even still a thing. The problem is people will hear Donuts, and this is what I'm gonna recommend you don't do. Do not go listen to Donuts first. I know as you're like, man, I've heard of Dilla and Donuts. Everyone says Donuts is the best album. Do not go listen to Donuts. Donuts, to me, and I would ask him if I could. To me, Donuts sounds like a very Madlib inspired Dilla. He was passing away while he was making that album. It makes sense. He was kind of just in, I assume, what it's like when you're passing away. You're not like happy, like doing these crazy, like, oh yeah, this is some shit you can shake ass in the club and like groove to. Like, no, man, it's laid back, it's subdued, it's sad. That makes sense. But that to me is not just Dilla, because people will listen to Donuts and completely disregard everything else he'd done up to that point. No Farside, no Busta, no Slum Village, nothing. No Tribe, nothing. It's just Donuts. I would recommend do not listen to Donuts first. I would recommend you go listen to Fantastic Volume 2, then Fantastic Volume 1. I know it's not chronological, but trust me, then you can go listen to Donuts. Then you'll get that appreciation for what he was doing before, because what he was doing before to me is just as, if not more advanced than what he was doing on Donuts. Donuts again is that controlled destruction, that chaos, where Slumville, what he was doing with them is more funky, up tempo. It's got that subduedness to some beats, like was it Climax, Fall in Love, Players, but he's also got like that groovy move shit, you know. It's good for everybody to get the context of all of it versus just listening to Donuts. There's so many things about this dude. Nobody was listening to music like this guy and flipping beats as far as I know, because if you watch some of his videos, he's got a basement full of records. Pretty much what I got behind me, just imagine, I don't know, 30 of these things. That's a big ass basement with a lot of records. And you got your Miles Davis and your Jaco Pastorius and all these crazy musicians, you know, while being contemporarily in tune with everybody else that's coming out, like a Madlib, like a Pete Rock. I mean, I guess Pete Rock was before his time, but still they were in the game, you know. So Dilla was inspired by jazz as much as he was inspired by rap, funk. It isn't just stopping at one thing, and I think a lot of people get that confused too, because when you listen to it just through hip-hop ears, I think Dilla isn't like, wow. I don't think people go, wow, Dilla this, when I say he's one of the most, like, he's one of the best rappers too. Because they can't, it's the context of it, man. It's like, this dude is the best producer of all time, and he can rap. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, dude, he's rapping like Aesop Rock. He's rapping. He's really going for it here. The multi-syllable, blah, 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 the flow, you know, none of that. It's within the context of him being the best producer, and he can rap like this. To me, that adds so much more. It's the same thing when I think of RZA, because RZA is one of my favorite rappers too. Because once you have the idea that these dudes are making these fucking crazy beats that all your favorite rappers love, it makes it that much crazier that this dude can rap. And Dilla's good at it, you know? He's got a lot of quotables. Everybody still to this day uses like all his little fucking sound bites, just like they do with Prodigy. All the shit from Survival of the Fittest. People still be using Get This Money clips and Fall in Love clips. Like, they'll just take the yo. I think people forget how good of a rapper he was, you know? I love Tupac too, but I can't stand Outlaws. I love Dilla. Batin and T3, man. I just want to warn you. So when you go listen to those Slum Village records, there is other people in this group, Slum Village. And look, man, I've listened to that shit for years. I love Slum Village. I love all the bullshit with it. But it is very fucking hard. There was a comment I seen sometimes somewhere where it was like, man, the first time you hear Batin doing the Kermit the Frog voice, bro, you're like, yeah. It's hard for me to show that shit to people. Like, why the fuck does this dude sound like Elmo? Like a Tupac situation, you know? Hit 'em up's great, but then you get to, you know, Not saying bartend and fuck this rap shit, I listen to classical. Like, I'm not saying they don't got good lines and all that, but it is detrimentally horny. You gotta understand, like, Dilla was one of the first people where it was like, oh, this dude just, like, you could go on Spotify to this, and go look at his random beat tapes, that aren't donuts, or whatever Motor City random beat tapes you can find on Spotify. Just 40-second beats, not looping it too long. Listen to it. Just put it on shuffle if you want. 30 minutes of beats, 30 beats. That, to me, was fucking crazy because I hated when songs went too long for the sake of going too long. To this day, there's producers out here, good producers, but I do not need to hear this fucking 20-second loop for 3 minutes. Please cut that shit short. Any beats I've ever released or had to make, I would have preferred if they were 20 seconds, but you can't do it because Spotify is a bitch. But what you don't have to do is make it 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, or dare even fucking 5 minutes. Turn it off. He was one of the ones that taught me, I think subliminally, to shut the fuck up. He kind of knew when to get in and get out. You want to leave the people wanting more. You don't want the people being like, man, this shit is taking forever. He didn't bloat. Donuts did teach me that. There's some beats I'm not like super fond of on Donuts, but that's an album that's no skips as far as I'm concerned. Flows too well. Whoever sequenced it, if it was Dilla and PB Wolf or whoever else, they did an amazing job as far as I'm concerned. Say some of the people. Say some of the people. This is kind of where First 2 7 Inches by Minor Threat and some rap songs by Earl came in too, because it was just this showing that music doesn't have to be, oh, do this, do a hook, oh, do this, do a hook, and then there's a bridge, and blah, 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 blah. Because you got to understand, 2017, what was that, Flower Boy? So it's like, that was the most over record that the people were liking. I was like 16, so that's what the people were listening. I was talking to my friend at that time, I'm like, Tyler, the Creator is just like trying to genre push. And I knew at that time, listening to I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside by Earl Sweatshirt, I was like, I think I like just straight up and down rap. I was listening to like Eric B and Rakim not that long after, and I was like, I think I just like up and down rap. And then I heard some rap songs, and First 2 7 Inches was the context of like, you can say something and not overstay your welcome. Matter of fact, you just get in, get out fast. Go figure. Well, I guess you could see the grindcore. So Dilla just doing what he needed to do and get out. I don't know if it was like a personal thing, like he felt like he just wanted to go get a beat done and then finish. Like Prince kind of did the same thing, where it's like he had an idea, noodled with it, recorded it. If it's unreleased. If it's a great song and he's gonna flesh it out more, he'll flesh it out more later. But as long as you can get through these ideas, then go for it. You know what I mean? You gotta understand too, I love jazz. I love Billy Cobham. I love Weather Report. Thrash metal, some 5-minute fucking thrash metal songs. It's just not what I prefer. If I could get shorter songs, that to me, the best albums I've ever heard all have shorter. I would be kind of a punk to not recognize that Dilla's ear for music too. I always heard like, you want to make timeless beats, sample timeless music. The way he did things just hasn't been done again, and when it's tried, it's corny. So I would like to say like Knowledge, Ross G, Obliv. That's kind of the people that really done it. I'd say Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder definitely does that too, where it's just flipping. Obviously all these people have their own styles, but like Ross G, for example, he kind of did the Dilla thing where it's like, and Madlib thing, I don't know if you could attribute it more as a Madlib thing, where it's like you just stop the sample wherever you want. I've done it. I stole that from them, where it's like you don't have to have it perfectly loop, and you can chop it at a weird spot and just have it continue or end, so it's not a perfect 4 on the floor beat. And last point before we're done here, ain't nobody drums sound like Dilla's. We touched on it before, but there's that stupid ass Kanye clip that I'm not gonna put here, but Jay Dilla's kick drum, listen to Stars. Jay Dilla's bass line, listen to Stars. Jay Dilla's snare / clap, listen to Stars. Off of J-Lib, listen to Hold Tight. He puts in that little break, and then he puts in he layers it like this old boom bap trick too, where it's like you have the sample and then you play the whole frequency, and then when it goes, that's for the hook, and then when you go into the actual rapping of the rappers, you cut off the highs, so it just has like this middle to lower frequency going through. It's very Pete Rock reminiscent over You, They. between that, he knew how to structure a song, but again, it's very Prince-like. If he wanted to structure the full-ass song, he could. If he wanted to just do a 45-second beat, he could. He was very fucking just next level, and that's why he's the best producer of all time. Changed my life, changed how I wanted to hear music, the rawness of his beats. It's just never been fucking replicated. That's that shit. That's that high I try to chase to this day. It could change your life, man, if you let it. If you try to just go listen to a few of his albums, man. Listen to the good ones, like the best ones. Listen to Fantastics. Listen to Donuts. You can listen to The Shining. Welcome to Detroit. I know people are putting over these days a lot. Whatever the one with Requiem is, and Dillatroit. Is it like Dillatronic? I don't remember. It seriously did inspire me to like just keep going in life, damn near, and keep going making music. There's a clip of him saying there's no format to making music, you know. He was never one of those dudes trying to justify where like, oh, he just samples. It's like, well, he can, and he also is just a real ass musician. There's some humbleness to it, you know. It's what I do. It's like breathing. Of course I breathe. Of course I make beats. That's very motivating, you know. And I don't think enough people give some of these guys recognition for that. There's no better producer than J Dilla, dude. Any of your favorite producers. And I just want to say real quick, Timbaland, there was a video I saw and Timbaland didn't even mention Dilla. He's gonna pretend like they weren't coming up in the same fucking era. Give me a break. Pharrell. I'm not trying to shit on Pharrell. I'm just saying, man. I ain't no disrespect to Hell Has No Fury, man. Shout out Clips, but nah, not even a mention of Dilla in a top 10 or a top 5. You're dumb. You're done. And you're done. Stop talking, man. Dilla's the best, man. I can't sing his praises enough. I might do another video on this at some point, but leave a like, comment down below. Don't forget to check out this beat tape, Ecclesiastes by Ref off of Midway Recordings. That's me. Link in the description. Check it out on Spotify. Appreciate it, man. You guys take care. God bless.